The Useful Moose by Fiona Robinson. A truthful, mooseful tale. Some children like cats. Some children like dogs. I like moose. For vacation, my mom and dad took me to Alaska to see some. I looked on mountains. I looked by glaciers. I looked in forests and fields, but there were no moose. So I climbed a tree to get a better view. All I could see was a goose. Perhaps he knew something. "Hey, Mr. Goose," I called. "Where are all the moose?" "You won't find any here," he said. "The moose have gone on vacation. Usually they go to the beach, but this year they wanted to try something new. So they went off to the city." Well, we didn't wait around. We went home right away. And Mr. Goose was right. The moose were in the city, our city. Hundreds and thousands of moose. They were having a great time. That is, except for the 3 young moose. I introduced myself. "Hi, I'm Molly," I said. "Is something wrong?" They answered, "Our hooves are aching. They really hurt, and we're so tired. We need a place to rest." How could we refuse such nice young moose? We took them home right away. We had some trouble getting them through the door. It was like moving a piano, except a piano wouldn't complain so much. Then they were so tired they fell asleep at once. That night I went into their room to read them a book. I whispered their names. Monty, Monroe, Mulligan. But all they did was snore. They slept and slept. After 8 days, they leapt out of bed and stretched their long legs. "Thank you, kind people, for helping us," they said. "Now we want to help you. Please pass us those brushes and brooms." They swept the floor, looking like skaters with their brooms as their partners. It was a superb performance. "You could eat dinner off that floor," said my dad. The moose looked shocked. "It's just a saying," said Mom. "Kitchen next," they shouted as they dashed off. By the time we got there, they had already finished cleaning. Mom and Dad were so impressed. "If you help out around the house," said my mom, "you can stay as long as you want for free." The moose liked this idea. They had always wanted to see humans in their natural habitat, and it wasn't long before they showed us more of their amazing skills. Monty was a great cook. Monroe was a fantastic washer-upper. Milligan and Monty were terrific at drying laundry. And Monroe was wonderful at winding wool. They were 3 exceptional moose. But it wasn't all work for our guests. We took them out for special treats. They liked movies most. They were all very happy until one day we were watching a TV show about Alaska when suddenly our moose leapt up. "There's Mom and Dad," they shouted, and you could see the family resemblance. Then they started to cry. I tried my best to cheer them up, but I knew how they felt. I was homesick once on a sleepover. They bent their heads together and had a quick discussion. "It's the call of the wild, Molly," they cried. "We really must return. We're going to go now before we're cut off by snow. We think a plane takes off at 3. And then they were gone. I missed them so much. I was useless being mooseless. Then one day, a postcard arrived. "Molly, nice to be home, but we miss you. We'll try to write often, but soon mailbox will be covered in snow. Lots of love, Monty, Monroe, Milligan." Months more went by. They called. Just as they were telling my dad how to remove a stubborn coffee stain, the line went quiet. "They're probably caught in a blizzard," said my mom. Nearly a whole year had passed when I sent them an invitation to my party. But they didn't reply. Had they forgotten me? It was the day of my party, and my friends and I were sitting in the yard. Just as everyone started to sing happy birthday, I heard buzzing like the sound of a great big bumblebee. I looked up, blinked, and looked again. "Mom, Dad," I yelled, "the moose are coming." "They've just jumped out of a plane." Before we could clear the yard of sharp objects, they had arrived. Monty landed in the rose bushes. "Ouch," he said. Monroe landed in the sandbox. "Perfect," he said. Milligan landed in the ice cream. Strawberry," he said. They picked themselves up and dusted themselves off. "Surprise!" they cried, grinning from antler to antler. They hadn't forgotten me at all. "And now that we know how to parachute," they said excitedly, "we can drop in any time." Well, some children may like cats. Some children may like dogs. But me, I love moose. The end.